What's up, guys? Thanks for watching the podcast. I truly appreciate it. I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe from you. That helps the YouTube channel grow. And I wanted to drop in and remind you one more thing. If you have any friends, family, or anyone you know looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please have them call me. Get in touch with me via email at blake@blakebaker.net or on Instagram at blakebakerrealestate. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to the Under Contract podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Under Contract podcast. We're almost to episode 30. I try to remember to see what episode number we're at before every episode, and I always forget, and I did that this time. But I am joined here by my friend Abe Gallagher of NRL Mortgage. Let's give him a round of applause. What is up, brother? How are you? Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, bro. Thank you. I've been watching your episodes and said, after we had coffee that one day, I was like, man, we need to do this.
You need to hop on. Yeah, it's fun. So what's going on in your world, man? I mean, it's like I was telling you before the podcast, I've had a couple of friends of mine in your business express that it's less than ideal.
Yeah, man. The Treasury just hit a 16-year high.
So what does that mean for your common person that doesn't really speak this language?
That means the rates are as high as they were back there or about to be. So, we're treading around the 8s, really high 7s, and it's still a good time to buy, but you just we go through these little volatile situations with the rates. So, you can definitely just work it out and stay in touch with, me or your originator, and they'll watch the market for you. And, there's different subscriptions to watch the locks to get alerts,
Yeah.
And they always seem to happen when I'm playing golf, that's what.
Oh, dude, 100%. I was telling someone yesterday, if I want my phone to ring, book a game of golf or anything where I'm like trying to have some fun.
Oh, vacations are the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, like, fortunately we're in a business where, like, if I have my computer, I can pretty much do anything I really need to do. And I've been in Colorado skiing and put a house under contract while I was up there. It's
yeah, man.
I mean, if I have internet, I'm fine most of the time.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, we got support staff. Our cell phones do pretty much everything, and yeah, man, I hear you. Locking loans, and I think for vacation I like to go to California just because I'm like, I can work, and then when I go out to go do my stuff, everyone's kind of already slowing down.
Because that time change? Uh-huh. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I've never thought of that. Yeah, Vegas is kind of like that. I think Vegas is, 2 hours behind?
Yeah, so just one.
Yeah. So, man. So I had a friend get quoted. He came with his own lender and was like, hey, they're quoting me this. And, at my age, I'm 33, so I get about half people that are buying their first house and half people that are selling their first house, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the first timers are they're getting quoted like, I think so. He was trying to get some first time home buyers assistance. That's the first question everybody asks, what do they got for first time home buyers? And it's like, well, I mean, you're not gonna get free lunch, man. I mean, you're gonna pay for it one way or another. So, but the breakdown was like, if you take this much down payment assistance, it's like, I think it was like 7.25. And then as he took another point of down payment assistance, it went up
like a quarter,
substantially. Yeah. And then the top, the top level of like the most assistance he could get, it was like 8.25 or something.
Oh,
that is the first time in my life I've ever seen 8.
Man, that's actually a pretty good day, man. I've seen him get into the 8.5s for that much assistance. So,
man,
those are cool, but what's going to happen is I'm afraid people could be stuck depending on what program they're in, because they have like an agreement usually that you got to stay in there at least 3 years, or else you got to pay back all of the assistance.
Right.
So if you refi, you got to pay back that assistance, and you might end up having to bring cash to close. It just kind of depends on, what kind of deal you got at the first start.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, as realtors and lenders, I had someone say, realtors, they're never going to tell you it's a bad time to buy a house. I look at it this way. I'll tell you, if you need to buy a house or you want to buy a house and you're looking to get it done, I'll tell you the best way to do it right now with what we're dealing with, right?
Yeah.
So I would tell people, I know my listings are sitting. I have, typical like 3-bed, 2-bath, under 2,000 square feet, under 300,000, like deals. That would have been gone, multiple offers, over the moon 2 years ago.
Definitely, man.
And now they're just sitting on the market.
I think I sorry to interrupt. I think they, and in that generation now, it's kind of the norm. It was like the norm to have a rate in the 3s.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was just a blessing.
Never happened again. I didn't even, I was 4 years into real estate at that point. And for me, it was kind of normal too, cause I had seen 5s, 5.25 was like running the mill when I got in the business.
Yeah. I remember I'd be like, we're having 5s today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then, when I bought this one, I got 3.25 and I just thought that was normal. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I lucked out just by buying at the time I did. Just life happened in a certain way and I got lucky. But
I mean, imagine, okay, so like your payment, I mean, I don't know, it'd be at least 30% more now with your rate.
Yeah.
If you got a rate now.
I mean, dude, my mortgage on this house, my payment is $2,600 and it was like $2,400, but my taxes went up. But
yeah, dude, man, you'd be like looking at $4,000 probably.
I know. So my financial advisor was like, never sell that house ever.
Well, that goes to why we don't have much inventory.
I know. But going back to my point about the listings sitting, it's like there are homes out there to be had. You can try to get some contribution to soften the blow on cash to close and keep some money in your pocket. Mm-hmm. I mean, the rates are less than ideal, but historically they are not crazy.
That's true.
They're a little high. So, but if you need to do a deal, you can go do a deal right now. And like I was saying, you can just put up with the little bit elevated interest for a while. Rates inevitably will come back down. I think they'll keep going up moving forward for a little while.
Yeah, we got at least one to two more left.
So when they do start going down, then you refi and get a more normal rate.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's how you do it right now.
I mean, wouldn't you say now the shoe's on the other foot? The buyer's has a little bit more negotiating room.
Big time. Yeah, if you're a seller and you're not paying some closing costs, or if you're of the mindset where like, I want my price and I'm not going to help the buyer with any of their closing costs. Like, dude, I try to tell my sellers they're buying their rate down with that money is what they're doing. And this is just how it is right now. I mean, I wish I could, strong arm them into giving you a clean offer like we had 2 years ago, but you have to deal with the situation you're dealt. And it can be difficult to get some sellers to come around on that because they don't look at it every day like we do.
Yeah.
And all they've seen the last 5 years is, the market's going crazy. Yeah. And it's,
I like that. You notice how that posting going around, like, what'd you pay for your first house? And it's cool to see like how much you still get an appreciation with the.
My first house I bought in Pasadena in 2013. I paid $155 for it, and I sold it for $215 in 2020. And now today it's probably worth $275.
Wow.
I'm like, why did I sell it?
I know, man. That's what everybody regrets selling it.
Man, yeah. But you live and you learn.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there any what kind of tools do y'all have to help out, first timers? Because the people I'm doing deals with right now are people that have to do deals. Those are the people that are making moves right now. And, people aren't just recreationally buying and selling like they were, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. I have some guys or a couple that lives with their in-laws. They got to get out. Yeah. Another kid that lives with his dad. He can't take that another minute. So he's moving, and then other stuff, divorces, deaths, and, some, people's parents, old elderly parents pass away. Mm-hmm. They have to do deals. So they're the ones doing it right now.
Yeah. The have-tos.
Yeah.
But getting back to what we have just a new product that just came out. It's 100% financed FHA loan. So, I mean, we can go down to 600 credit score, no income limits, no area restrictions.
No income limit.
Yeah, so that's huge.
Yeah.
So the way that works is the second mortgage is the 3.5%, which is usually your required down payment, right?
Yeah.
That's financed on a 10-year term. So
Yeah. So you're fine, you know, a $300,000 house, you're financing $9,000 at, you know, for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like almost nothing.
yeah, I mean, it's literally, you wouldn't even,
Yeah.
one less dinner and
I don't, yeah. I don't know if you've been following kind of, you know, we're ramping up to the next election, but Robert F. Kennedy has been talking about housing and the obvious affordability problem we have. Houses, the median sale price in the country has gone from 250 to like 400 in a very short time. So he's trying to remedy that situation by doing two things. He's trying to cut out like the BlackRocks, the State Street investors. And I will say in his campaign commercials talking about that, I think he does overstate that. He makes it seem like they're buying up the whole neighborhood everywhere. And I can count on one hand the time I've even ran into those, you know, investor like LLC buyers that I've had them, but I think he overstates that. And then maybe, you know, maybe in other states or something, they do buy more than here. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of there's a lot of houses that people. I don't know if that's kind of taken away from being a capitalist country. You know?
But I mean, the thing is like when your citizens are just getting kicked out because the corporations are getting so big, that's not good either. You know, I'm all for free market and everything, but God, you know.
Yeah, these consortiums, or, you know, just these big conglomerates, it's almost like, yeah, they've got more money to come and buy you out, us little guys.
They'll just when they're kicking the citizens out of a place to live and then the citizens are forced to rent. I mean, you know, most people's biggest source of equity is their house.
Oh,
so
tenfold.
Yeah. So if you're renting, you're not putting equity in anything. So he's going to like redo some tax codes or something to make it harder for the big conglomerates to invest in like a single family residential or something.
So, man, well, that's good on that end. But, you know, if you're a, you know,
small private landlord, it'd be tough. Yeah. It's going to,
guess you got to work that in now with your,
dude, we just need to build a crap load of more homes. That's what we need. We need to build millions of homes,
and they're on standby. They're ready to go.
Yeah,
it's just
we got to build our way out of this. That's the only way I see that's like the least damaging. And then he wants to do this other thing where he's going to have a government-backed 3% mortgage where it's backed by like bonds that like you could buy these bonds and those bonds back the 3% mortgage, and it's only for like people who are going to buy a house and live there. So, but then I'm like, damn. That's what got us into this mess.
Yeah.
Was super low interest. You know, people went crazy. But then on the other side, it's like, well, if it's only single families or if it's only like homestead people that are going to live there, I just don't know what to kind of make of it all. It seems like it's good on one side, but on the other side, it could cause other issues.
Yeah, I see what you mean. They got to do something. I mean, but it's hard to take it out of the taxes because the taxes are already so high nowadays. You know, with the values inflated, they might drop the rate by 1/10, but your value went up like 30%.
Well, true, but I think they're talking about like, you know, where people invest in real estate for the tax benefits, they're going to take those benefits away.
Oh, okay.
Like you might not be able to depreciate your asset and stuff.
Well, that might open up because
that'll just take the value out of the real estate market. Like that, people won't be. They'll be like, "Well, that's done. We're not putting our money there."
Right.
You know,
what percentage would you say, or do you know? Have you looked it up? Monthly, like versus everyday buyer versus an investor buyer.
I mean, based on my experience and doing my deals, dude, not barely. You know, out of 100 deals, probably 2 or 3.
Yeah, so, I mean,
it's really not. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's more in other states that we don't see, but here, man, I mean, it's a first and a last name most of the time.
I was gonna say, it seems like those guys, investors, are buying that off market too. So it's not like you
That is
saw it
true.
and didn't have a chance.
That is true. Like home investors and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I had a buddy who was doing home investors for a while, and he was spending crazy money on like trying to get off market deals. He was spending 40 grand a month on mailers.
Damn. Yeah, I've met a lot of friends by text offering to buy my house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And then I'm getting like these weird offers on my listings. Like I have this one listing in Spring, and it's 265, 3-bed, 2-bath, perfect starter home, reasonably priced in pretty good area. And I've gotten no offers, but I've gotten 3 people reaching out to me saying, "Hey, we want to do some creative financing." And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I was like,
how creative.
yeah. So it's this deal where basically they take over the payments of the house. They give the seller like $2,500 so they can like get out from under the mortgage and then like go put like a deposit down on an apartment or something. But the problem there is they leave the mortgage in the seller's name.
Oof.
So I'm like, okay, that's a red flag.
I need more than 2,500. Take that risk.
Yeah. So I asked my broker Kimberly about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I've been seeing that." And what it sounds like to me is that's like, say if you have someone who's about to foreclose, and they're just like, "Well, shit, it's either we do this or we foreclose." And if they quit making the payments, the payment comes back to us. We just foreclose then.
Yeah.
Because and then my people are trying to move closer to his job, and they're just like, they work for a living. They're not trying to deal with that. And I told him, I was like, man, if you say you go rent a house and a year later they come back and say, "Hey, we
had a tough time."
Yeah, sorry. Here's the payment back, and then they get a foreclosure. Yeah. And then also another problem with that is the mortgage payment is still on the seller's DTI for the next year.
Yeah. And you know what? Like usually if you have that situation and it's like a cosigner deal, if you could show the other side of the other borrower is making those payments, then you can exclude it out of your ratios. But this guy or this scenario, you wouldn't because they weren't on the loan at the start.
Yeah. It was funny. I hopped on the phone with the guy. He was like trying to make his case. And I just told him, I said, "Dude, look, I understand that your product may work for somebody who's about to foreclose. Like basically the whole spiel I just told you." And he pretty much was just like, "Yeah, well," I was like, "But man, if I have anybody, I actually did have a deal that I think they ended up just foreclosing. It was a messy situation, but it was going to be like a short sale, and the bank just would never like get with us and tell us what they needed. I don't even know what ended up happening with it, but that would have been one where maybe they could have swooped in and took over his payments. And
yeah, it's really strange that you bring up foreclosures because I came across a client that they made it a payment arrangement during COVID, and then when they got out, they made another arrangement because all that money was on the back end, right? So they hit a hard time and missed a payment, like literally missed 2 payments, and boom, they were already out there giving them foreclosure paperwork. They had never even knew, usually like you would get harassed a bunch, or called up, "Where's your payment? Where's your payment?"
yeah,
It wasn't even like that. They just showed up one day. The new owner, he's like, "Yeah, I bought it at the auction." And,
whoa, that's crazy. So they just showed up one day and they're living their life, and this dude knocks on the door and it's like, "Hey, this is my house."
So they're on top of it right now because there's some stories where there've been a couple years until somebody actually comes with the eviction notice.
Dang.
But yeah, and some of this, the investors too. Getting back to the market, the investors are starting to want us to buy back loans if they're have to re-explain them and pull out the crowns and show our underwriting decisions. So the investors, even as a whole, are really starting to put everything under a magnifying glass.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I always wonder with, how the market has inflated in the last 5 years. I always kind of looked at rentals like this. You can count on about $1 a square foot in Pasadena, Deer Park, LaPorte, like where my office was, and still is. But it was like about $1 to $1.10 a square foot. That's like what rent was. And the smaller the house, obviously, the more dollars per square foot.
Yeah.
But usually $1.10, call it $1.25. If you pay $100 a square foot for a house, the math kind of checks out. Like you get like a pretty good return, and buying a rental at that point makes sense. But I've sold some homes where it's my listing, and a guy comes to buy it as a rental. I had one. It was like a 1,300 square foot house, and it was in old Pasadena. So you're looking closer to $1, like $1,300 a month, $1,400 maybe. But he's paying like $180,000 cash for this house, and he's going to make it a rental. I'm like, bro, after taxes, after insurance, after maintenance, you're making like what is the end game here?
I mean, yeah, if you financed it, you'd be close to $2,000 for a payment, right?
Yeah.
So, and that kind of negates this theory that I had read about was, the smaller houses like we were talking about, you can plan on cash flow, but the bigger houses are more of a long-term play of seeing your equity increase more versus.
Yeah. So you're like hoping to just break even on the actual rent and then just ride the equity. Yeah. But I don't, like I said, I don't get it. Like I just watched that dude pay that much for that house, and I did like the cap, like the return is like hopefully positive.
Yeah.
And you paid cash for it.
I don't even, with the depreciation, we'd need like a CPA to explain how that's a great thing.
No. Yeah. It's not. I can't figure it out. And especially in a time now where you can just go put your money in CDs and make 5.5%. I'd rather do that. That's hands off. I'd put the money in there and see you.
Sure
Call
bet.
me when it matures. There's no tenant. There's no maintenance.
Yeah.
No trouble.
It's like the only variable is you got to just wait.
Yeah, that's it.
But then you still, you get most of your money back anyway.
And if you need the money, you just have to pay a little penalty. It's like 1%. If you really need it, pay the 1%.
Right. All day.
Because you're making 5.5%.
Exactly right.
So I don't know, man. It's weird. It's like everything is just flipped.
So I guess kind of changing gears a sec. I was, we were talking about ways to help people get into a home. There's what was it? There's a 3-2-1 buy down that's kind of like a win-win mortgage, because if they can get that from the seller, then their rate goes down and it's low while we wait for the rates to come back up.
Right. I just actually did a new construction where they did that. Can you explain kind of what a 3-2-1 buy down means?
Yeah. So the first year you would get 3% off of your market rate. Then the second year you would get 2% off your market rate. And then the third year, 1 year off your market rate. And so you take the savings for your 3% below market rate. You take the savings versus the normal rate, multiply that by 12, do that on all three lines, right? So then that money is what it would cost you to do the buy down. Mm-hmm. It's a lot, but you can you get that money back as like towards your balance if you refinance early. So it's not just like it's just thrown out there.
Right. Yeah. I just had a friend do a 3-2-1 buy down is what it's called. Mm-hmm. So he got like $399 the first year, $499 the second year, $599 from then on.
Yeah. So, worst thing, you already know you qualified at a, 7 or whatever, 8,
Yeah. The rate you qualify at is not the rate you're going to end up getting for sure. There's ways to dance around that.
But and then the economy or, the market's still protected because the bank's already qualified them at that high rate. You know what I mean? So we're not like coming up with these, whatever the no income, no assets, or, those are out there, but you got to put a lot of money down. So you got more skin in the game. But
right. So at that point, they're basically lending on the asset, not your value.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Exactly. And so the other thing I think is that we really need to utilize these government programs, especially like FHA and VA, because, the veteran, of course, will work their butt off to get that. But I mean, from my side, the ratios can go up. Like I've had them go up to like 70% and get an approved eligible, where a typical mortgage like FHA is under 55%.
The debt to income, 70%.
Yeah,
bro.
So I mean, you know, I talked to some of our professionals, and it's like, well, I'd rather have a conventional offer, and it all gets down to the appraisal. The appraiser's the one that's going to say if there's a problem or not. And there's only like 2 or 3 more pictures on an FHA appraisal versus the conventional appraisal. So, I mean,
dude, FHA is a crapshoot. I'll tell you. I mean, I've had FHA appraisers. So for people that don't know, FHA is government backed. So they have a few more requirements in their appraisal than a conventional loan does, because conventional is just backed by market investors. So what are the rules? Like, it has to have like a heating source. It has to have like somewhere you can cook, like a cooktop of some kind.
Heating source, a stove.
And then the condition of the property has to be a certain way. So if there's like obvious wood rot is the number one thing where I see like, okay, if we're FHA and this house, the whole side of this garage is rotten, we're going to have problems.
But I mean, I've got popped on it for conventional too, because because it starts getting into a structural deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but what I was
peeling paint, I've got it on conventional too.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the appraiser that,
dude, it is I tell people all the time, you know, like I was going to say, wood rot is a kind of a red flag for me on FHA, peeling paint. But I've had some that were, I was like, oh, this will be fine. And then they pop it for something stupid. I had one time a 2015 build in League City, like in a new development. It was in Tuscan Lakes. The yard guy, it has these wood pillars like that hold up the back thing. The yard guy had weed eated around those, and it messed up like the around the bottom of the pillar,
rounded it out,
and they were like, "Oh, that has to be fixed." And I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me, dude? It's from the weed eater. It's not rotten wood." So, but then I've had some where I'm like, "We're gonna have issues," and they're fine.
Yeah,
I tell my people all the time, I can tell you all day what I think is going to happen, but it's going to be more about the appraiser and what kind of day he's having.
Yeah, I mean, just isn't it funny how many people we rely on to make everything come together?
Oh, dude. And if everybody would just do their job, it would just
make it so
much easier.
Just focus on your job.
Yeah.
And you're good.
And that's the thing is like, we can do our best and you get one clown that just isn't up to snuff and doing their thing.
Yeah, man, it's like that the straw, or it just
the what?
I guess the straw, that one straw that breaks the camel's back.
Oh yeah,
can be the one, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean that's the frustrating part. I'm sure you've worked with title companies or agents where you're on your P's and Q's and they just won't.
Oh man,
can't get them to do right.
Yeah. That could be podcast 37.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely worked with some lenders where here's the thing that pisses me off. When they just assume that pushing closing is fine. Yeah. Like, if they've told us like, hey, we're going to close on Thursday, and then it's like Wednesday afternoon and they're like, oh, we still gotta send this to underwriting, we still gotta get this in, we're waiting on their bank statements, and it's gonna be more like Tuesday.
I would just be shaming myself if that's happening, right? I'd come humbled. But for a loan officer to be able to just rattle that off like no big deal, I mean, I can understand like an underwriter, you know what I mean? They're just like even kill, where the loan officer is the front guy, you know, so you don't want to be the one dropping that bomb, but the way, it is what it is.
That's because you're affecting people's lives. Like they've taken off work, they've hired babysitters, maybe they've scheduled movers.
Oh yeah.
They've set up utilities. Fees. It's a mother freaker to rearrange all that. Yeah. So it's, I've just had some lenders just rattle that off like it's no big deal. And this is what we do. And it's like, but I always try to warn my people, like, hey, here's the contract. Here's what the closing date is on the contract. Sure. But let's not get married to it. You need to have a few days flexibility there. Once we're, a couple days out, then we'll have a better idea.
Bro, I'm like, like there's so many times where I'm like a week out, or we're going to close, like we could close a couple weeks early, and it's like, hey, let's go ahead. You want to go ahead and do that? I mean, just something can come up, and it's like, wait till we have the clear to close and then set the date.
And then start saying, like making promises.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's just, anything could happen, man. Anybody of our team, the whole, like all the professionals involved, some little thing could come up.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm all about like if we're like pretty much clear to close and we're like a couple of days early and all we're doing is just waiting for the closing date just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, let's get in there and get that thing done.
Exactly.
Close it out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All the unknowns are out there. Like let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So I hate to bring this up, but it's no secret that new construction is tough to compete with. So, I mean, you were talking about the 3-2-1 buy down. Do you have anything? So like I've heard more new construction is like the proportion of all transactions. New construction's on the rise, obviously.
Yeah.
So how are they able to make all that work? Because I've seen some people buy some stuff where I'm like,
man, they got a lot of good lobbyists. That's for sure.
That's true.
Because I mean, they get away with things that we wouldn't think you could get away with through the CFPB, and now it's really hard to compete with them because they hold all the cards. The incentives are tied to using their lender, using them, and I mean, I think like you're just getting. You're getting played because they're just going to build up the price of the house to work that into your concessions and everything. The only frustrating part for me is like when I get, like I've worked with a client for this whole time, gotten them ready and everything, and then they go to the builder, and it's like, man, I can't. Even if I give you a 0.5% lower rate, I mean, how can I tell you to walk away from $10,000? It's like. Just remember me, man. Send me someone. Let me refinance you down the line.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I had someone the other day. They had contacted me back in the spring, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to be looking around fall to buy a house." And I'm like, "Cool, okay, I'll call you October 1st." Cool, yeah. And then so I set the reminder. October 1st, my phone goes off. Call so and so. I'm like, "Oh, bet." So I actually messaged them. We talk back and forth on Instagram periodically,
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, hey, yeah, sorry. We actually started the building process." Shit. And I was like, "Oh man, like I do new construction. I used to work for a builder. I know a thing or two about it. So, if you're able to put me on the contract and you want to, that'd be cool. But if not, like if I can help you moving forward, just let me know." And they were like, "Yeah, we actually told them that we had a realtor." And they told us we like didn't need one.
Yeah, man.
I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me, dude?"
See, that's another under the table type deal. Like, okay, well, we'll take the price. We'll give you a better discount if we don't have to have your agent involved.
Do you think they do that?
Yeah, I do think that. I mean, not on the regular, but I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that like the person brings up that they have a realtor and they say, "Oh, you don't need one." Like, what if like the person's not happy later in the middle of the deal and they're like,
who's going to help you?
Yeah, we wanted our own representation and you told us we didn't need it. And
oh yeah,
I don't know, man. So just know I've gotten burned several times.
Oh man.
And I'm getting a lot of people that are kind of I don't want to say ghosting, but they'll like hit me up to do something and then just end up not.
Yeah, man. I know. Yeah. And you're, like when they called you, it was a big deal and needed it done.
Dude, like sellers that are ready to go. And like, I had one situation where I even had photos done. I had the sign in the yard. I was about to go active and dude, hey, sorry, man, we just can't do it. And I'm like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you could count the hours of those each scenarios.
Yeah. About 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Man.
Part of the gig is so they say, but
part of the game.
I mean, but hey, I get it. Whenever you have a 3.5% interest rate dude, some people are in the 2s.
Right.
That is,
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I think
that's free money.
Maybe a 199. I think I saw, but yeah, 2s. It's sick.
Yeah. So,
and the uncertainty
and they're looking at their mortgage on a 200 and they paid, $230 for the house. They got a 3% interest rate. Their payment's probably $1,800.
Yeah, now it's like,
and now they're
25.
looking at buying something for $275 to $300. That's pretty much kind of the same house, just maybe in a different location.
Yeah.
And instead of an $1,800 payment, they got a $3,200 payment. So
It's insane, bro.
yeah, I mean, they probably just did that math and said, shit.
Yeah, man. Back to where we got to have, it's the have-tos, you know, that really need to move.
Yeah. But hey, on the plus side of this, if you have cash, then you can go. If I had cash like that, just to go, you know, buy a rent house or something, I would just go I would just go lowball everybody.
Oh, totally.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, with the quick close. I mean,
Yeah. So you got cash out there. You want to go lowball some people?
call Blake.
Do y'all do like investor type loans that like specifically cater to those type of people?
We don't. You know what we usually do if
Y'all do a product you can sell on the market, huh?
yeah. So I mean, if we get into something like that, we'd have to broker it out, and you know, there's only so many loans I want to broker out just because it's another hand that you gotta monitor. And last thing I want to do is be the one that recommended that option.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So explain to people. So like I was watching, it was a YouTube documentary on the 2008 housing bubble. So, you know, you hear so many people nowadays saying like, oh, it's going to happen. We're going to hit a bubble and it's all this. And the clues just aren't there for me it's just it's a completely foreign market compared to how that was. Yeah. You know, if we were going to have that, you would see for sale signs up and down every street.
Yeah. Just like the video.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't have that. We have the opposite of that. We have no inventory. And then rates are so high that people just don't want to do anything. They just want to wait it out. But you know, that whole deal was kind of caused by, like you said, like no income, pretty much if you could fog a mirror, you could,
right.
You know what that means, where you stick the mirror under your nose if you're breathing.
Yeah.
You could get a loan.
You could tell a diamond like that too if it fogs up.
Yeah. And you know, my mom, she worked at the school. I went to a private school, a little First Baptist Christian Academy in Pasadena. So I went to school there. My mom was also a teacher there. Well, my 6th grade teacher, dude, I mean, this was in 2001 and he was a private school teacher. So he was making maybe 30 grand a year. And I don't even know if his wife worked. I really don't know, but they approved him for like a $400,000 house. And he was like, I know that this is dumb. Yeah. So I'm not going to do this. And I
good for him.
Haven't seen the guy since. I don't know what he's doing now, but that was a smart move. But they were just giving these wild loans to whoever. And, you know, your average consumer, they want more. How can I get more? How can I wrap the pool into this loan?
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'll figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah. They don't. Yeah. So, but they were writing these loans, and then this is where it gets super complicated, and I don't even know how they came up with any of this, but they chop these loans up, they sell them up, they sell them to investors, they chop them up and then sell them as like securities. How does that, from me making my mortgage payment, how does that money go up the line to where when people buy like mortgage-backed securities?
I don't really know that well, man. I mean, I know they package up deals and then they basically do like a present value for it. You want to buy it at this, and
yeah, we got this much coming in on this like package of mortgages,
right?
And then people buy into that,
and then I mean that's another thing that's the government's not just like pouring billions into the mortgage-backed securities, buying them like they were to make the rates better.
Yeah, dude. So I'm just trying to think. So you had these investors, they bought into these mortgage-backed securities that were supposed to be cranking out income for their investment. So they just lost their investment. But who ended up getting the money they invested? The banks?
Yeah, the banks. I guess the banks, because they bailed them out. Well, the banks got bailed out, but those guys, you know, they took a paper loss.
But it just seems like that money just went poof. How does that, dude? It's so confusing. It's all smoke and mirrors. I don't understand.
That's true.
I've heard this theory about how like once ever so often the powers that be caused it. It's like a conspiracy theory, but they cause this so they can just rake in everybody's money and get more powerful. And then they'll let the economy go up for a little while and then they crash it again and rake all the money in.
It's almost like, okay, now we owe this guy, so we're going to change it to his market being good.
Yeah.
And now this guy, sometimes, I don't know. It's another conspiracy.
It's, I don't know if you've ever seen that Three Stooges thing where he's like, hey, don't forget, you owe me that $10. And like one's in the middle, he's here, he's like, you owe me the $10. And the other one's right here, he's like, hey, don't forget you owe me the $10 from this. So he just takes it and gives it to him. And then I don't know, remember exactly how it goes, but it's like super confusing about how it all goes around. Yeah. And it was like the US banking system explained. It's like just passing it around. And it's like no one really holds the bag, it seems like. It's, it's very confusing. I don't know. There's a guy named Matt Taibbi. Have you ever heard of that guy?
Oh, who's he with?
He's a journalist, but he did a podcast about it I was listening to. And
oh, wow, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, it's Joe Rogan Experience, Matt Taibbi.
Oh, okay.
Just listen to that. It's really good.
I was thinking this is like Joe Rogan.
Wait, what?
Like Joe Rogan. Rogan.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we going to be like?
The Blake Baker Experience.
The Blake Baker Experience.
Yeah. Man. Is this your first podcast you've ever been on?
Yeah.
What do you think so far? It's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, it really is.
I get people coming here nervous. Like and I've done so many now where it's like, I just sit down and start talking, but
just like every day.
Not going to lie, dude. I have had times where I was in the middle of what I was like trying to make a point and just forgot what I was talking about because I was nervous, like in the very beginning.
I had a couple of those.
Yeah. So, but I'm thinking, man, I want to try to get some like important people on here, maybe some local politicians or
you should, man.
Police chief or
be nice to get their different perspectives on things, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's going to educate everyone and help us do better.
Yeah. So. Well, man, already 40 minutes in. Can you believe it?
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add or talk about or plug or?
I mean, not really. Oh, actually, they're for Thanksgiving, one of the Rotary clubs, I'm really active in my Rotary, Seabrook Rotary Club.
Okay.
And I just got through with my presidency, so it's kind of a relief, but, you know, I miss it a lot. But I'm still active. It's just, you know, now I'm getting the hang of the presidency like you are the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was every week. But sorry, I get to the point. The Veterans Club over in Pasadena, it's all veteran Rotarians. And they have this deal coming up on November 7th. I believe, let me double check. But last year we made like 50,000 meals that were handed out on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, man. So this year, the new goal was 65,000.
Wow.
So,
y'all need help?
Yeah, man, we need some help. So if anyone wants to volunteer,
I might volunteer.
Donate.
I've been trying to think about some. I just want to give back somehow, man. I would think I would enjoy that.
You'll love it, man. That's one of the ones. We also have clothes for kids that we do during Christmas time.
Right. You like just drop offs in.
No, bro, you got to be hands on. Like
give them the.
Yeah, we give all the kids $250 gift card. And then you volunteer and you go with the kid and help them pick out
what
stuff. Yeah, man.
Dang. We did a Children's Miracle Network one year where we went up to the hospital actually and like gave them stuff like teddy bears and stuff. It was heavy, man. It was like tough to just walk in there and
it really
they're having they're living through such a tough time. And you just have to walk in and try to, you know, keep it light and be a blessing to them. And definitely soul fulfilling for sure. I love that type of stuff, man.
All day, man. Yeah. It's really good to be a part of an experience like that.
Yeah. So I this is a stupid question, but I've always wondered what is Rotary Club? Like why is it called that?
Well, it's a service club. So like, you know, you notice like the rotary wheel, it's like a grind or like a piece of a machine.
Like a gear, right?
Like a gear. There you go. And so you got to have that rotating to, you know, do things for the community. We're a service oriented community, internationally known. So, you know, we're always looking for projects to promote like children's education, international help. So yeah, I mean, like for international, we do a Books for the World, and what we get different people to donate us books. And then one weekend a month, like a bunch of other Rotarians and kids from different schools come and help us sort out all the books to, you know, different categories. And then we get someone else to donate like the big shipping containers, like you see, on the cargo, and we send those to a third world country with it full of books.
Oh, cool.
And they do some crazy shit with with those containers, man. Like they live in them, made like classrooms, like.
Whoa.
So it's cool. Like you get that and all the books because we really want to promote literacy.
Yeah.
You had the Six Successful Habits by Stephen Covey.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, we instilled that program over at Bay Elementary and in the CCISD. So all the kids are learning about, presenting themselves, public speaking, really cool stuff. Because, I don't know about you. I didn't really start reading, like, self-development books till I was out of college.
I didn't really start doing any of that until I realized I needed it.
So
it's like, this is not working out. How can I? Yeah. That's good, man. I'm all about putting money back into education because I just think our kids nowadays are going through some things that we never really had to deal with.
Exactly.
In our day, if you got bullied at school, I'm not saying I went through that or anything, but if you have somebody getting bullied at school, they went home and they had a break. Then they come back the next day and fight it again. Oh man. These kids now, they're in constant communication with everybody on their little phones that they have at too young of an age, way too young.
Oh, too young, man. That's
yeah. So, and then, things are tougher economically than they used to be. I think we're going to see a generation of people coming up that they just want to watch Netflix and sit on their phone, and going out into the real world and fighting and, trying to start a business or doing anything. They're just going to be like, why?
Right.
I can just sit here with my phone and DoorDash, KFC.
Oh man. Yeah. No.
Get a government check.
Think about all the brain power they just waste,
Oh my God.
If you look back from all the inventions that were made before, like computers, and just how you had to like open up your mind to invent stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like now you could just cheat.
It's a tipping point right now, man. You remember when your teachers used to tell you like, hey, you're not always going to have a calculator on yourself at all times.
Oh yeah.
Hey, joke's on you.
Right. They make you learn it by hand, and then, here's a calculator. You can.
Yeah. We have all the information ever in the history of the world right here. Literally. Isn't that crazy?
It is, man.
Yeah.
If you dream it, you could do it.
I saw this meme a minute. I actually put it on my story, but it was a meme. It was like, remember back in 2004 when you would just be like, I'm going to go get on the computer. Like, to get on the internet, you had to go in a certain room in your house and get on there.
Yeah, this box.
And then whenever you closed it out and got off, you were off. There was no other way to get on there.
Except started back up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't just go sit on the couch and swat. I always try to think, like, what did I used to do to occupy my time? Because now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the world's worst at just sitting for an hour on TikTok and just mindlessly scroll. And then an hour goes by and you're just like, whoa,
what was I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like the Netflix,
Yeah, but it's like our attention spans have been just robbed slowly over time. Yeah. I think about that all the time. Like, what did I used to, I guess I used to just play video games and then I would just watch a TV show. Cause I guess if you don't know what you don't know, like that's all we had. Like I didn't have something in my pocket that I could just stimulate myself with at all times.
Right. It's like I catch myself. It's like, pausing for 30 seconds.
Yep.
What's happening right now? Did I miss something?
Yep. I have to stay, especially Twitter, man.
I could never have an iWatch.
I used to have one, and it would ding on my wrist every 5 minutes, and I said no. I have all notifications disabled unless I absolutely have to have them. Text messaging, phone calls,
gotcha.
Email. I don't get a notification when I get a new email because I would literally I'd have notifications go off once a minute.
Yeah.
I just get overloaded sometimes where especially when, like, I'll never forget in 2020 when the market absolutely exploded. My business doubled in 1 year.
Yeah.
And there was I think it was like that summer when it was going absolutely crazy. I had like 1 month where I had like 10 closings. Nice. And it was like my phone was either ringing, I was either talking on the phone, and when I was talking on the phone, I was getting people beeping in, or I was getting text messages while I'm on the phone. So like just trying to keep track of all that. I remember just being like getting it all done and being like, that's my tipping point. Like if I go past that, I need to hire someone.
Yeah, man.
Like that was my tipping point. Now I know where if I feel like this again, it's time to take help on.
Exactly. I was seeing different memes of, I guess, different liquor bottles and stuff for realtors having to get through these times, or just not sleeping, or they were comparing like 2020 to 1990 or something like that, where 1990 you're just like perfectly dressed, and then 2020 you look like you just got wrecked.
Well, I always say, can you imagine, just try to imagine this.
Okay.
You get off work, you leave your mortgage office. I mean, I think back then people went to the office more, obviously. So they went in, worked at the office all day, 5 o'clock. All right, see y'all tomorrow. You go home. You're home. There's no computer. There's no email. There's no texting. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it
was understandable.
We'll get to it in the morning. Like, yeah. And then like, you know, that generation of people are like, what do y'all mean you got anxiety? What do you mean? I ain't never had no anxiety when I was a kid. Like, obviously. Yeah. Like, bro, can you imagine you only ever talk to someone either on the phone or when you saw them in person? Like, how many people have you not seen in 3-4 years, but you like kind of talk to them still quite often?
Oh man, like half my friends, you know?
Right. So could you imagine, like, and even before that, like, you never, you know, when somebody said, hey, we'll see you later. That was really, that's really it. I will see you later. I don't know when. We don't know when. I don't know when I'll talk to you again. Or calling the house phone and, hey, is so-and-so home? No, they're not home right now.
Having to remember all those numbers.
Yeah. Can I take a message? Dude, those days are gone, man. It's in my opinion, you know, it's a blessing in one way because I can go skiing in Colorado and sell real estate while I'm up there. But also on the other side, we're not meant for all this stimulation.
Oh man. And I think even the people that I hear that the people that invented or a lot of this stuff, they don't even give them to their kids.
Yep. I heard somebody saying that yesterday on a podcast. They were saying like, yeah, I forgot who like Apple executives, like they don't let their kids use iPads.
Yeah. And then, there was a 60 Minutes deal about, I mean, there's departments of how to keep your attention.
That is so,
because now think about like
Orwellian.
Oh, I made this comment. Oh, did I get a like?
Yeah. It's a serotonin drip. So they've hacked our brains. They know, I think I told this story on the last podcast. So if you've already heard this, forgive me, but I'm going to tell it because I haven't told you.
Yeah.
So they've rigged it to where it's like a slot machine. And it's like the possibility of whatever the next swipe is going to be, that's going to be the video that gives me that.
Wow.
Okay. So they did a experiment where they have a pigeon and they have 2 stations. One station, they have like a button where if he pecks it, it's like 3 pecks and it drops some food. And then it's like the same amount of food every time. So it'd be peck, 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 food. He'd eat the food. Peck, 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 food. He'd eat the food. So if you take 10 pecks worth of food or like 10 rounds, say it's 100 grams of seeds.
Okay.
So that 100 grams, keep that in mind. So then they have another station where the total volume of seed is only like 75 grams. So it's less food, right?
Right.
But it's peck, 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 a tiny little amount. Peck, 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 a little bit more. Peck, 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 big dump. So it's like, you know, you had a very, you know, say you had 10 per, you had 10 per dump on this one, but you had like maybe 1 grams, 3 grams, 15 grams. The pigeons all went to that one.
Yeah.
Because of that possibility of that big dump. Isn't that true? And that's a pigeon, bro. Like
so then you'd average it out. It's like 75.
So even though they got more food on this one, they went to this one because of that possibility of that one big dump.
Big dump. Yeah. Damn, man.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so nuts. Yeah, now I'm thinking about that where you say they pull you in on the videos.
Absolutely. I mean, they rig it like a slot machine.
You're like, maybe I should stop. Maybe I've been on here long enough.
Yeah, and they know, like the Explore page is whoever invented that was the downfall, because for me, it's like the things I love: working out, golf, motocross, sports.
Wait, so
podcasts.
This is a website?
On Instagram.
Instagram.
On the Explore page. It'll just suggest all the stuff I love.
Nice.
So it's like, yeah, it's nice. But then also when you spend an hour just looking at some guy ripping some like low draw on like some beautiful golf course, and then I go out to Pasadena golf course and shank everything into the woods. I'm like, man.
Have you seen that one where they're talking their backswing when they're going up to it's like, I think it's called walk on, or they go up and they're going to hit the ball, and the guys in the back are just talking smack the whole time in the middle of them trying to address the ball and hit it.
Do they know each other, or are they like it's like a prank?
Yeah, it's just a prank, and then people will come and try to like make it through and still hit a good shot. So like you hit a good shot, you know, you're like, yeah, whatever. I
don't know. I saw the one where I don't know if there was an episode of Jackass. I don't know if you remember that, where they do the air horn on people's backswings, and this dude goes back and they air horn him and he shanks one. He takes a ball out of his pocket, tees it up, and turns right directly towards them at them and tries to hit it at them. Yeah.
Did he hit him?
I mean, he put it right there. I don't think he actually. That'd be pretty tough. You know?
That would be. That would be really.
You
tough.
Golf?
Oh man, yeah, as much as I can.
Yeah.
If you know any realtors that play golf, send them my way.
Okay, we'll have to go play.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah, we played Pasadena the other day, and it was the middle of the air show. And it was
nice.
It was cool for about 10 minutes, but after a while, it was like, okay, you know, jet 200 feet over your head.
Yeah, I was a little further out watching it, but yeah, man, you're right there. Like it's like
literally over the fence.
Yeah.
Like they fired up a jet. And we heard it like 20 minutes before it took off. We're like, oh, the jets are about to start. And then sure enough, yeah.
Right.
And but it was pretty crazy, dude. They're flying 200 to 300 feet in the air.
Yeah, but dude, sometimes.
Upside down.
Man. Did you see them make that heart? Oh, they were making the heart like with the, you know, the smoke or whatever that is. Yeah. But I remember that hole that's right down like the fence line. I was hitting it, and one of those planes came across. I thought I was going to hit the plane. Yeah. You know, while they were doing like a practice round.
Hard to tell how low it is because it seems like it's right there, but it's probably high. It's probably way higher.
Yeah.
It's probably 1,000 feet. But,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite course to play around here?
Bay Oaks. That's my home course.
Yeah. You remember out there?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah,
baller.
man. I love it, dude.
They just finished that thing.
They got me hooked.
Have you played the new course yet?
Oh yeah, that's where I was this past week.
Is it like way different?
No, still the same style. The greens are all brand new sand traps.
Dang,
it's plush, bro. It's only gonna get better because you know this new green's got to settle in.
Yeah,
then they'll start getting even faster. So as long as everything goes well with this winter season. Oh man, they're going to be at the top springtime.
That's what kills me is like, well, a lot of things kill me in golf, but one of the things I have a hard time with is like you'll go play Battleground, for example, and the greens are like way slower. And then you'll go to Mag Creek and it's like a freaking granite countertop.
Right.
So I'll just, face one like at Mag, like you barely touch, gone.
Off the green. You're like,
yeah.
Can you get my wedge?
Yeah. So it's like iron play is one thing, but then when you get to the greens, it's almost like you need like a couple holes to kind of figure out how these greens are going to be.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of things too. Like, you know, how they have the practice greens.
Those are not the same.
Exactly. It's like,
yeah,
it's either like sometimes you get played, oh, these were fast. And then you get on the course, like, whoa.
Yeah, and then you have some
what I just paid for.
Some friend of yours. Oh, you hit it with your purse.
Yeah, all the classics come out.
Oh, dude.
What's the squirrel or?
There's so many golf course just chatter like classic ones.
Yeah,
yeah. That dog will hunt.
Yeah, that dog will hunt. A squirrel always finds her.
It's a bad day to be a worm. Yeah. When you hit like a low one.
You know why the second guy's always better?
Why?
He has more experience.
I mean, yeah.
That's one I heard.
If I played 2 shots on every stroke, it'd be a 10 stroke difference.
Oh, easily, man. Yeah, we had a tournament like that. And
really, that'd be. I'm gonna go do that one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that'd be a bitch to go get every ball you hit though. But
yeah, it did. It was a long day. It was like
5 hour round.
Yeah, at least, man. I think it was like 6 hours too, because they're grinding out there. You know, it's like two foursomes per 18, right? Like a full out MGA tournament. So you know, you got all the guys, you know, I'm more of a let's just hang out and have a couple beers and play some golf, you know.
Yeah.
Like we can bet money or however you want to do it, but I just want to hang out. I'm not, you know, trying to be a pro. I guess.
Super aggro competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I was offered to join a league, and it was like, okay, yeah, $50 a head, and then like first, second, and third will be paid out like at the end of the 4 rounds.
Yeah, man, they get crazy when it comes to pro shop credit.
I was like, should I just write you a check now, or like I know I'm not that good yet.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I just broke 100, like kind of here recently.
I mean, you know, there was some statistic about that. Like even breaking 100 is pretty hard to do.
Dude, it's
Like a
incredibly
legit
difficult.
one where you're not like, oh, I'll take a mulligan or,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
counting them when they go out of bounds and all that.
Yeah, I'm just not consistent enough. I need to probably I think I'm 5 to 7 lessons away from the 80s.
Yeah. Where are you taking them at?
I'm not yet. That's the thing. I need to go do that. My buddy's parents are members at Bay Forest,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like scratch golfers. And he always tells me, like, you need to come just like go to the range with them.
Oh, yeah. You need to take that up, bro.
I need to.
I mean, if you that was always the problem with me with lessons. Like I take the lesson and then I don't go practice what I just learned, you know, like I figured it out there at the lesson, but then you got to take it and just go hammer it out at the range and implement it.
See, my problem is like, I'll shoot good on the front nine. I'll shoot like a 45 on the front nine. Which is good for me. And then I'll come apart on the back nine, but I'll have no tools to like revert back to and be like, I need to like a checklist. Like when I swing, like I need, okay, weight on my front foot, you know, elbows here. I just go off of how I feel. And then I'm starting to shank. And I have no way to reset and be like, okay, let's get back to the basics.
Yeah.
When I guess the front nine was like me just being fresh and not overthinking it, because like the more you get in your head about it, you know, when you're over the ball and you're just like overthinking it and you just have to step back.
Yeah.
You're just like, all right, let me.
That's good, man, because I have a hard time stepping back.
Yeah.
Because, man, that's good.
Yeah. Like I was playing good the other day, and my buddy, it was like one shot. It was like 110 yards. I was going to try to go up and down for par.
Yeah, easy wedge.
Or a birdie, actually. And he was like, hey, I'm going to film you. Why are you doing this right now? Do not film me. No, you're good. You're good at these. You'll do it. Chunk, 20 yards.
Yeah.
I told you, bro.
Some of those shots you see like on Instagram, you know, where they make some crazy shot. You're like, how many times was that filmed?
Absolutely.
Like,
it was filmed hundreds of times, probably.
it's crazy. Like nobody really knows the odds of actually hitting a shot like that. One time my dad was telling me about, he got a hole in one over at Bay Forest. You remember me? Think of that course. He hits it. He took a customer out, and the customer was like looking away, and he was never played golf before. And he's like, "Oh man, let me see that again."
Like he just thought it was something you can just do.
Yeah, like that's just simple.
Yeah, it's funny. The other day on Joe Rogan, he was talking about they were talking about golf, and Tony Hinchcliffe, he's another comedian. He was saying how hard golf is, and Joe was like, "Oh, dude, kicking someone is way harder than hitting that stupid little golf ball." And they were like, "Man, like I don't know, like golf is pretty hard." And he was like, "No, stop, just get out of here with that." Like saying it was like so much harder to kick someone in the leg than to hit a golf ball.
Yeah,
as like did
he make him hit one?
No.
Oh, shit.
But that just goes to show you, like if someone doesn't know golf or if they've never played golf before,
yeah,
you can just tell immediately. Like they just assume it's so easy.
And that's what I like, man. It's always a different game.
Always. It's so much like life. Like you could, like how many
it's like business, bro. Because you're like managing your game.
Yeah.
In a sense. Like,
yeah. But you're managing, like, okay, we have the stroke we're about to play, but like, what was I doing leading up to this? And like, where am I at on the 18? Like, what's my score now? And can I afford to be aggressive here, or do I need to back it off and be conservative? Like there's so much more that goes into it. And, you know, I grew up playing baseball, so I just thought, oh, hitting a ball, I've been doing that my whole life. Completely different.
Well, at least one thing we got out of baseball for sure is like the ability to crush the ball. You know, a lot of people.
But when I try to crush the ball,
you get the slice. Yeah.
Bad. I do so much better when I just concentrate on a tempo and just trying to be smooth. I don't try, like my average carry is probably 225. It's nothing. Yeah. But I could hit it 300, and I have before, luckily.
Right.
But I would say 7 out of 10 times when I go to try to crush a 300-yard drive, it just slices. I'm not even exaggerating. It will cut directly right.
Oh,
Like it'll be in the air and
I mean, you lose like 50 yards
yeah,
easily, and then maybe the ball too. But
yeah,
yeah, I've done this like drill where I just like swing the club like halfway and then swing through. I mean, you can hit a shot the same length, and so just like practicing getting your face to go straight through it.
yeah. My thing is keeping my elbow pinned to my body.
Nice, yeah.
And keeping my hands inside, because whenever the elbow goes out, that's where I start to get crazy. Like
you come across your shoulder and then it goes.
you come across, or you'll just chunk it. Like my consistency just goes to shit.
So yeah, I mean, so that's I guess what my point was about, swinging smooth, just having that tempo, because let the club do the work. I guess you think you got to roll it around, but just gravity somehow.
Yeah, I mean, some of the
spot.
best shots I've ever had where I was just literally trying not to hit it hard, and it just somehow just connects and gone. Ernie Els is like the swing that comes to mind. Have you ever seen him?
Yeah,
Bro, beautiful.
yeah, it is a work of art.
Effortless. Yeah. I don't know. I got the rest of my life to.
What about you? Do you? I had to take my driver out of my bag, man.
Really?
Yeah, I just hit a 3-wood.
Yeah. Well,
It's only 10-yard difference. So
I'm better with my driver than I am my 3-wood. My 3-wood is. I need to work on it to say.
I guess I like that, like smaller head, versus the big head where you just want to get all over it.
Yeah, my safe club is a 5-iron. So, and I hear people say all the time.
5-iron?
Yeah, I hear people say all the time that they won't even really mess with a 5-iron.
Yeah,
I don't know.
nice.
I just feel like I can swing it kind of like a wedge and it goes.
Yeah, man, that's a hard one, man. Everyone can hit a 7 or a wedge. You know what I mean? 5-iron is a pretty tough one.
But dude, it is sweet. We were on hole. I think it was. I don't even remember what hole it was at Pasadena, but we had a drive over the water. It was a par 4. I hit a drive probably 230 or so, and then I had a 100-yard shot with a pitch and wedge, and I went up and down. Let's see. So I went driver, and I think I did birdie. I went up and down. I went like 100 yards out with a pitch and wedge, just
Put it tight.
flushed it, put it tight, sank it.
Nice.
Oh, dude, what a feeling.
Yeah, you could be like have like 2 10s before that,
Yeah.
and then you get that, you're like, I love this game.
I love it.
I'm not quitting it.
Yeah, let's go to Golf Galaxy after this. But I've had days where I feel like, man, I was hitting the ball so good today, but my score will still be like a 105.
Yeah, man.
But then I've had days where I'm like, that was so bad, and it's a 105. So that just goes to show you, like, and then you'll have like a bogey where it was like you somehow saved bogey, but then you had one where you were like in the green on regulation and like 2 or 3 putted, and it's like that was the worst bogey ever. So like bogey is a loaded term.
Yeah, it is.
Or like anything is really. Par could be, you could have like a bad par where you like put it within a foot of the hole and then miss the putt.
Yeah, they don't show the replay on the scorecard.
Yeah.
It's just
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about golf, man. It's not something you can just go off a feel. It's,
I mean, and then nobody, dude, and we were talking about the kicking a leg. I mean, if we had everybody watching you make this putt from this end to that end, I mean, I wonder, the pressure of making a putt like that.
Yeah.
People watching you, or
it's
for $100
especially
or whatever.
with people watching you. Me and my buddy were playing mag the other day, and there was a group of guys, and it was just me and him, and there was a foursome in front of us. Well, it was a group of guys that he plays with and knows a lot. And there's some older guys that they probably, 80s, low 80s golfers. Like they're retired. They play every day.
Right.
You can just, they have that look about them, And they were like, y'all, come on, y'all play through. We know we're holding y'all up and everything. And
That's pretty cool. Usually those guys.
yeah, well, they knew my buddy Kevin.
Nice.
So Kevin tees off, and then I get up there, and it's 4 old dudes plus my buddy Kevin, and it's dead silent. And I'm like, and nice and easy. And I put a slice on it, but it sliced right back into the middle of the fairway. I was like, all right,
man.
Because I was so scared. I was just going to like shank it directly into them or something.
Man, sometimes I don't even want to play through. I'm like, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. I don't.
Yeah.
Because like the first hole is usually a weird, like you're kind of getting, if you haven't played with the person before or something, like the first hole is like,
breakfast ball.
yeah, you get that breakfast ball, of course. And then like,
Or if
all
you
right,
didn't even
man,
get a chance to go to the range that day. You're just out there.
range is overrated.
Yeah. Oh, don't waste all your good strokes on the range. Yeah. We played Clear Creek a while back, and Dude, they were starting people like every 5 minutes. So it was so backed up. There's people in front of us, people behind us, and then the dudes behind you hit up into you, and you're like, what the fuck, you know? Like, and you're like, there's people in front of us.
I never hit a shot like that before.
That happened to us at Pasadena. We're just sitting there, like, I was waiting on my buddy to shoot. I shot, and I'm waiting on him to shoot, and this ball just goes ding, 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 ding. And I was like, they just hit up into us.
Oh man!
And they did like that, and then my brother lost his putter cover, and they rode up like 3 holes later, and they're like, hey, is this y'all's cover? And my brother was like, yeah. They're like, hey, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit up into y'all. I'd never hit a shot like that in my life. I swear.
Oh, well, that's cool, man. So it's not awkward anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey.
Dude, yeah. Because we had some people hit up into us at MAG that day. I told you we played through, and my buddy got pissed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He was like, what? Like screaming at him and shit. I was like, bro.
I see people who hit it back. I'm like, oh, no. Don't get us into this.
I give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to, and everything.
Yeah. Like, I'll give you, if you do it again, though, like what I like to do is I'll just leave it on a tee.
Dude, a guy did that when I was playing with my wife. Hit like 3 times, and that's where it was like, dude, oh man, like, you know, it was I never hit the ball this far. And
but next time that happens, just put their ball on a tee, and just then they're like, oh,
that's a good.
Yeah, that's I did that one time, but it's like a passive aggressive way.
Yeah,
could have hit it back at you, but
that's funny, man.
Yeah,
like, I see you. Yeah.
So, all right, dude. Well, there goes an hour and 10 minutes. Another 30 minutes went by. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So, all right, dude. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I'll try to get some clips of this and put them on Instagram for you if you want to share them. I looked at your Instagram before this. You're not the most active guy on there.
Yeah, man. Do you think you could get me a learn me on Instagram one of these days?
Yeah, I'll just we'll start with some clips from this, and
I'll just watch you watch videos.
Yeah,
and you can teach me.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. We'll do that, and then I'll send you some clips. You can throw those up there, and that'll get you.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
All right, cool, man. Thanks.